evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Friday, February 6, 2026. Making the headlines tonight, PM hits pause button on smart buyout discussions. UDP boycotted House meeting as Phase 3 in stand against SpeedNet buyout. Historic day as OSH bill gets House approval. And possible charges coming for UDP protesters over Belkin takeover. We take a first break and return with the news in detail.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
Clean and maintain your yard the best way with Honda trimmers and lawn mowers. Honda Lawn and Garden Equipment. Available at Benquip. Equipment, parts, service.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Tired of replacing light bulbs? LEDs are what you need. LEDs last up to 30,000 hours. That's 30 times longer than incandescent bulbs, and up to 8 times longer than compact fluorescents. So less changing and less trash. Planet Earth thanks you. And the LED experts at Brothers Habet and Habet will help you find the best LED solution with colors for every room and mood, starting as low as $6.95. You can even get LED strips for home, office, and industrial use. So say goodbye to fluorescent tubes forever. And because they use up to 90% less energy, you save money. Money you can spend on other things. So head to Brothers Habet or Habet and Habet today. You can also call, email, or Facebook us. Have a brilliant day.
President, His Excellency Dr. Irfan Ali, my friend, welcome to Belize. Your visit, the first state visit by a president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, is history-making.
Belize and Guyana share many things in common. Culture, common history. Both of us want to learn from the past, and both of us want to share what knowledge we have with each other to the shared prosperity, friendship, and warmth of our two countries. I believe that this is just the beginning of a deeper relationship.
From the moment of our arrival, my delegation and I have felt not only the warmth, but the easy familiarity of a Caribbean family welcoming one of its own. I am deeply honored to have been invited on a state visit to this magnificent country, an expression of the highest respect between sovereign nations, and a moment to reaffirm the bonds that connect our peoples, our institutions, and our shared aspirations.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. In the face of all the public backlash to Belize Telemedia Limited's intention to buy out the shares of SpeedNet, today the Minister of Public Utilities, Honorable Michelle Shabat, announced inside the House of Representatives that they are hitting the pause button. Explaining the decision, Shabat, the level of public interest in the issue, and the importance of the telecom sector to Belize's economy. He affirmed that the process needs to proceed carefully, transparently, and in accordance with the law.
The Minister has instructed that there be a pause in discussions related to this matter. This pause is intended to allow the parties involved to further engage the public in a genuine, open, and cordial way, and to ensure that the proper regulatory process is followed. Any proposed acquisition of this nature must first be reviewed by the Public Utilities Commission, which is the independent body mandated to regulate the telecommunications sector. The expectation is that a formal submission of the proposed acquisition will be made to the Public Utilities Commission if and when the boards of the Social Security Board and the Belize Telemedia Limited approved the acquisition, allowing the PUC to consult thoroughly, deliberate on the pros and cons, and make a determination based on evidence, law, and the public interest. Even if this proposed acquisition does not proceed, the PUC has already begun an independent process to determine if BTL is a dominant player in the market and is prepared to make attendant regulations to govern such a scenario to ensure that consumers are fully protected. Our role is not to preempt or substitute the work of the regulator, but to respect and uphold the integrity of the regulatory framework. Issues such as competition, consumer choices, service quality, pricing, and long-term sector sustainability, among other factors, must be carefully examined. The people of Belize must be the ultimate beneficiaries.
Shabat assured that there will be transparency, fairness, and due process, and stated, quote, "The interests of consumers and the national interest will remain paramount," end quote. He also committed that the ministry would keep the public informed on the process. Today we asked the PM, how is it that SpeedNet has only provided 1 year of audited financials to BTL when observers say the standard is at least 3 years?
I really don't want to get into this whole back and forth because, again, as you all know, my family is also involved. But there are different ways in how you value companies in different ways, and that has been explained to them. You know, when you don't want to see, when you just don't want to do, that's what's happening right now. Let me give you an example. We, in the north, we bought pretty much all of the cable companies in the north. One of them that we bought was from Jules Vasquez, from his father. We paid him $250,000. We did not ask for any financials. Why? Because what we were buying was the cash flow. We knew that within the next 4 years, we'll be able to get back that money that we gave him. We knew that it would not cost us much to provide that service to their customers. So, do you know what Jules Vasquez gave us for $250,000? We didn't even get a pencil. Nothing. All we did, No. I am making the point. You're missing the point. No, don't make up your face like that, man. Wait, man, make a finish. Wait, man. It makes sense. That's the point. It makes sense. Because what we did, we took off his customers and put it on free system, but it never cost him much to service them because we already have the trucks running up and down every area. So the same thing applies to BTL and SpeedNet. I don't know how many financials or whatever they did, but what I'm telling you, use that as an example. And in the presentation, the accounting firm, More, who their company, their headquarters from Brazil, made the evaluation. What it is saying is that the market is pretty much saturated, and it will cost nothing to any. Let's put it reverse. It would cost nothing for BTL to move over to Smart because it's the same service that they're providing. So what BTL is attempting to do is to be able to get off all that cash flow from all of those customers. And then it will not cost them much to continue to provide service for those people. Because they already have the trucks already, they already have the towers already. Actually, with the extra towers that they're going to get, they'll be able to spread they'll be able to provide even better coverage to some of the areas, for instance, in Toledo, that is not financially feasible to provide the service there. But because now you'll have these towers, you could deploy towers in those areas.
Existing laws do not prescribe that the Public Utilities Commission must hold public consultations on a share purchase agreement. We asked the PM today if he considers that the regulator should conduct public consultations.
PM, what does meaningful consultation from BTL look like for you?
What do you mean by that?
Public consultation, like for you can
I think it's best that you talk to the Minister of Telecommunications, of Utilities. Sorry, Minister Shabat, because what has been happening is that I think that they put the cart ahead of the horse. The PUC needs to get involved. The PUC, for instance, when BL wants to buy an equipment that costs $30 million, for instance, and they want to make certain expansions, and they want to increase rates, they have to go to the PUC, and the PUC would then take a hard look at what they're doing, look at the numbers, and see if it is correct, if it works or not. And so the same thing applies to telecommunications. And so it is then the minister felt it's only right now that put everything on hold. There's just been a lot of misinformation from both sides. So he felt that the best thing to do right now is for the PUC to step in and to take a look at what BTL is proposing, and then to see if it is something that is in the best interest of the country. And then they could make a recommendation as to the way forward.
So the halt is so the instruction is essentially for BTL and SpeedNet to halt any discussions they're having between each other.
Well, that discussion has already happened. What is happening now is and I don't know all the details. Yeah, I think Minister Shabat would be the best person that could answer you. But basically, is to be able for the Public Utilities Commission to put everything on a stop and say, okay, guys, we legally should step in. We should have been the first one. You should have come to, and for us to be able to take a look at what is it that you're proposing.
Do you consider that the PUC itself should have public consultations on the matter?
Well, I'm sure that they will do that, but first they have to look at the numbers first. Once they find that, then they go to the public. But first they have to. So I think there is a process of where the public could also be brought in.
We know that BTL submitted an application on January 8th this year for the approval of the share purchase agreement, and they are awaiting an updated application given that the 3 cable operators dropped out of the deal. While it was expected that the United Democratic Party and the unions would be demonstrating in front of the National Assembly against the intended SpeedNet acquisition, only People's United Party supporters were present, drumming included. An estimated 100 supporters showed up, particularly from the South. A set of placards they brought out to show support for the BTL buyout were set aside since there was no demonstrators present. When Prime Minister Honorable John Bresenio arrived shortly before 1 p.m., they broke out into applause. The PM was late as he and other ministers decided to attend a mass of Thanksgiving in celebration of the Jesuit mission in Belize, which is celebrating its 175th anniversary. To mark the occasion, the Jesuit community inaugurated the newly renovated Fordyce Chapel. Notably, visiting for the anniversary was Father Arturo Sosa Abascal from Rome. He is the Superior General of the Society of Jesus. He leads the Jesuits, who are the largest religious order of priests and brothers in the Catholic Church. Turning back to Belmopan, as it happens, the UDP never applied for a permit to protest today. In a significant turn of events, the UDP announced that its third phase of action against the BTL buyout was to boycott today's sitting of the House of Representatives. In a statement, it wrote, quote, "The UDP parliamentarians maintain that the BTL smart acquisition is one of the most blatantly corrupt and reckless deals ever foisted upon the Belizean people," end quote. The opposition said the boycott was not political theater. Instead, it referred to the move as an act of conscience and common sense, an act of resistance and duty to the people of Belize. However, inside the House of Representatives, they were heavily chastised. Here is Orange Walk East Area Rep. Honorable Kevin Bernard, who took time out from his contribution to the debate on the Occupational Safety and Health Bill to criticize the UDP. The long overdue bill was passed today, making for a historic occasion.
I find it deeply disappointing that on the second reading of such an important and long overdue piece of legislation, a bill that directly protects the lives, health, and safety of Belizean workers, the opposition chose boycott over responsibility. Right. One has to ask. One has to ask, does the leader of the opposition and the UDP truly care about Belizean worker?
Absolutely not.
Because if they did, Madam Speaker, they would be here in this House today, debating, contributing, and standing up for the very people this Occupational Safety and Health Bill is designed to protect. Madam Speaker, leadership is not about absence. Leadership is about showing up, and that is what this PUP government is doing today. Instead of boycotting, Madam Speaker, they should have come into this chamber and shown the Belizean people whether they genuinely support safe workplaces, stronger protections, and better standards for our workers. And let us not forget, they had 13 long years and nothing was done.
Present for the second and third readings of the OSH bill was National Trade Union Congress of Belize President Ella Waite.
We also represent workers of this country, and NTUCB has been lobbying for many years for the OSH bill, and we're happy that today there's a second reading. We're hoping it will be a third and final reading as well, because it has been many years that the process has been going on for the OSH bill.
Are you able to say if they were able to, the different committees and the working groups, were they able to get in the updates, taking into consideration how labor changed, the labor environment after COVID?
Yes, all of that was taken into consideration.
Wow.
There was a thorough process that went through the bill. We had it vetted by all the unions. They submitted their recommendations, changes that they would want to see. Then it went back to the committee at the House, where some of our members were here, made some more suggestions to changes. It went back again for final review at Labor Department, and finally we're here now. So, as Belizeans, we must celebrate it, but if I could add to that, along with the bill comes responsibilities for workers. Workers need to be sure that they read the bill, because as much as employers can be held for certain things liable, workers have to ensure that they know their responsibilities. So when they tell you wear a certain protective gear, yes, you have to ensure you wear that protective gear, because there will be penalties. Exactly. So it also comes with a great responsibility for workers as well. So as a trade union Congress, we will have to ensure we educate when it comes to the bill as well. So we have to be sure we are part of this process.
The employee, if they're not using it and it's available, then the employee will be liable?
Yes, could be held liable, yes. Could be held, because you're provided. We lobby for those protective gears, and there's a specific name for them. We lobby for those things, and we put it in CBAs, we put it in policies with the employer to ensure that they are provided good quality. But if you don't wear your goggles and something happens to your eyes, you will be held liable, because it's there, it's provided for you. You'll be given training how to use these protective gears, etc. So along with it comes responsibilities that workers have to ensure that they are aware of, and that is why NTUCB has to do our part, where we go out and we show them these things in the bill.
As it relates to the report that the unions would also have been demonstrating today in Belmopan against the SpeedNet buyout, Waite shared that they must await the result of votes from their different member unions, in particular the Public Service Union and the Belize National Teachers Union. If the mandate is received to protest, we are told that would occur next week, Tuesday. Will the other three caucuses of the People's United Party also make a position known on the intended SpeedNet buyout? The Northern Caucus issued a decision last weekend after BTL made a presentation to them. Here's what the PM responded.
You see, there are two things. One is the cabinet and one is the party. The cabinet, when we made a presentation to us, and as I said, all the questions were answered to our satisfaction. But we felt that we want the process to play out. But then we had an executive meeting, a party executive meeting, and there the national executive felt strongly that we're taking a beating politically, and we're not speaking out. I mean, the UDP has been speaking out. They made a presentation to the UDP, and they have not made a presentation to the PUP. So they felt that it's best then that the caucuses asked for this presentation. We asked for the presentation on the Northern Caucus. When it was done, the Northern Caucus felt that they needed to make the position known. And that's what
So
happened.
do you then separate your role as party leader and a leader in the North from your role as Prime Minister? And is it that you as a leader in the North supports it, but then you as the Prime Minister are indecisive?
Hold on, it take you for me. You could come up with a question. I am the leader of the People's United Party. I am a member of the Northern Caucus. I'm not the leader of the Northern Caucus. And I'm also the Prime Minister. I have to kind of separate my roles. The cabinet did not see where, I don't know where you said you came with the idea that the cabinet was indecisive. The cabinet said we will wait. Let the process go through. We don't feel we know where we want to go, but let's allow the public to have for there to be consultations. Now the Northern Caucus, when they met, they decided that they want to take out a press release. And so that's what they did. That was a political issue. Cabinet is the government, so it's separate.
So can you clarify yourself from the statement of the Northern Caucus, or does the statement mean that you publicly endorse the opposition?
This time I'm a member of the Northern Caucus, and I'll leave it as that.
PM,
Okay, thanks.
so you did not, a decision
meeting?
was taken by cabinet, that cabinet meeting probably 2 weeks ago, I can't remember. So you didn't recuse yourself for the voting part of
Yes, I did. Actually, no. When I stayed for the presentation because I have not seen the presentation. That was the first time I saw the presentation, and I think it was just fair for me also to see what is it. When the discussion started, I said I was going to recuse myself, that I would not see in the discussion. But cabinet members said no, they wanted me to stay, and that is why I stayed. Or else, I decided I offered to walk out. So.
In other news, Commissioner of Police Dr. Anthony Richard Rosado has notified that they are investigating to determine if there will be any charges against demonstrators of the United Democratic Party who blocked the Belkin Bridge for 20 minutes during their protest action on Wednesday.
It was unfortunate that the United Democratic Party decided to violate the agreed upon bond permit, and it may have legal consequences for them. Our decision at that time was based on a professional discretion to have a peaceful outcome rather than escalate to the next level.
And what in relation, so there will be charges, you all have cameras out on that bridge?
Like I mentioned, the violation of the agreed upon bond condition for the protests is unfortunate, and there may be legal consequences for the organizers.
And that means that it's $10,000 bond, right?
The permit stipulates the bond that was agreed upon by both sides, by the party.
Can the penalty be that they would have to give up that bond?
Like I mentioned, it was unfortunate that they violated the agreed upon conditions of the bond to protest, and there may be legal consequences for the organizers.
We also asked the Compol to explain the apparent misinformation in relation to the charge against Brian Yellowman Audinet.
Members of the United Democratic Party reached out to the Belize Police Department of concern that they had that Yellowman was trying to incite violence, and based on that, he was brought in and interviewed. The investigation is ongoing at the moment.
That he was released?
Like I mentioned, the investigation is ongoing.
Was that a tactic to de-escalate things and have the people move off the bridge?
Based on the information we received, he was brought in an interview, an investigation continue. There are several other things that we need to be able to do, that we need to do before charges are laid.
Police mentioned that they have evidence that he did incited violence. Are you guys willing to share that to the media?
As a law enforcement organization, evidential material or investigative steps that we have taken, we cannot disclose so as not to prejudice the process, investigative process.
Is the police department ready right now to face possible lawsuit, because he did mention that he may also sue the department?
Like I mentioned, a crime was committed, and based on the information we receive, the investigation is ongoing.
So was there miscommunication? Because when you go before a court of law, that same suspect acknowledgement form will work against you. That's what's in writing.
What acronym that was there, we are still trying to ascertain that acronym that somebody placed there. We are not sure if it was placed by an investigator, but I can ascertain that the yellow man was detained for inciting violence, and the investigation is ongoing at the moment.
After the break, Joseph Budna's brother detained for investigation into cybercrime. Stay with us.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
Sir, your item is ready for viewing.
Is that all?
This is everything.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
This time, what can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'm saying I help you right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
A claim was made after midday today on the Joseph Ryan Budna Facebook page, alleging that Budna's elder brother, Desmond Tillett, has been detained in connection with a cybercrime investigation. According to the post, Tillett is accused of using Budna's account to continue publishing allegations against government officials. However, our reports are that only Budna has access to the page and reportedly one other individual residing abroad. The post further argues that because activity on the page has remained constant, it is unlikely that Tillett is the one controlling it, as he could not post while under police detention at the Bamopan police station. Budna's page has been active for several months, with one of the most recent notable posts showing footage purportedly depicting the vehicle used in his kidnapping on August 22, 2025, near the Orange Walk police station. We have contacted the Belize Police Department seeking confirmation that Tillett is, in fact, detained, and we are awaiting a response. However, sources say the claim is true. We were later informed that he was taken for a search to be conducted at his house. Members of the Belize Communications Workers for Justice expected to receive a response from Belize Telemedia Limited today on whether or not the company would pay them severance. The group did not hear from BTL as committed. However, the Prime Minister today informed that the board was expected to meet today.
I think they have a meeting today. The board meeting is discussing that. So, but at the end of the day, as I said, that I believe that some way have to be found to be able to pay these people. I'm not speaking. I might get into trouble, but I'm not because I'm no attorney. But I don't think there's a statute bar for your severance pay, especially when you were told you can't get it. It's not like you never wanted. You told you could. So I do believe there's a strong case for these employees to be able to get there.
The chamber has a.
The Prime Minister of Belize, Honorable John Briceño, today introduced the National Health Insurance (NHI) Authority Bill 2026. This act will repeal the NHI provisions under Part 7 of the Social Security Act, Chapter 44 of the Substantive Laws of Belize, Revised Edition 2020. Once approved by the Senate and signed by the Governor General, the legislation will grant the newly formed authority certain powers to ensure that all transactions done under NHI are transparent and in the best interest of Belizeans.
Will act as a single consolidated public payer for all essential primary health services. This centralized power is not for control, but for responsibility to ensure every dollar is spent efficiently to achieve the best health outcomes for our population. It will define and guarantee a universal package of inpatient and outpatient benefits. This package will be developed based on clinical evidence, cost effectiveness, and the principle of equity, ensuring all covered services are available to every Belizean without financial hardships. The authority will contract with both public and private healthcare providers, hospitals, clinics, and professionals to deliver the guaranteed benefits. It will implement modern, transparent, and fair payment systems that rewards quality, efficiency, and positive patient outcomes. It will establish a national registry of all citizens and residents eligible for NHI coverage and manage a fair, progressive, and sustainable system for pooling government and other funds like FUI Bolido to finance this vital national asset.
The PM said that NHI is already ensuring transparency and ensuring that NHI patients are not overcharged or otherwise taken advantage of. He said this will continue under the new authority. He shared examples where NHI providers had been penalized for not following proper protocol.
Our NHI authority bill aligns with these modern directions by mandating 1. Price transparency and accountability, requiring clear costing and claims data from all contracted providers. Madam Speaker, what they do at the NHI, at the authority, they make sure that all of these clinics are providing the correct information. Presently, I think there are 2 or 3 that have been penalized for not providing the right information, and they've been penalized in the thousands of dollars. And should they continue that practice, they are going to be kicked out completely out of providing the service for NHI. And again, there have been 2 pharmacists that I think that they will stop using their services because they have been over-prescribing medication just so that they can, quote unquote, make the sale. That is the kind of control that we have under this service, under the National Health Insurance.
The PM also announced today that residents of the Cayo district will finally be able to access NHI services beginning this year. He stated that some 80,000 residents in the district qualify for the service, which is expected to roll out by mid-year. A full rollout is expected by 2027.
I am pleased to inform the good people of Cayo that the signing of the provider contracts will take place on February 19th at 10 a.m. in Babapan. And in San Ignacio at 2 p.m. Once these contracts are signed, the 80,000 eligible residents of the Cayo district can begin to register with a primary health provider, the clinic of their choice. Soon thereafter, these registered members will be able to access all the services that NHI delivers.
The PM said there will be several primary healthcare providers for NHI services across the district. There will be 3 clinics in Belmopan, 2 each in San Ignacio, Santa Elena, and Benque Viejo del Carmen, and 1 each in Duck Run and Blackman Eddy. After the break, bills introduced for penalties for motor vehicle insurance related offenses to increase. Stay tuned.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico. asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m. en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
We all know the importance of running water and proper drainage in your home. That's why we rely on a fully functional plumbing system. At Benny's, we have all the plumbing supplies and accessories you need. Our pipes, fittings, valves, and adapters are made from durable quality materials. Remember to wash your hands with clean running water from your faucet. We have kitchen and bathroom faucets in various styles and finishes. Whether for installation or maintenance, make sure to use recommended PVC cleaner, solvent, and Teflon tape to fix or prevent leaks. We also have the tools to get the job done. For all your residential, commercial, or industrial plumbing needs, shop at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
Honorable John Briseno, Prime Minister, thank you very much for the opportunity to have served as a commander of one of our armed forces in Belize. It gives me great pleasure and honor to have served in this capacity as a commandant of an elite organization, the members of the Belize Coast Guard. Thank you for your dedication to duty. Thank you for giving the Coast Guard and Belize your utmost best. Thank you for being an exemplary force to this country.
Admiral Bennett, you have led with dedication and unwavering commitment to Belize's safety and security. On behalf of a grateful nation, I thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and your leadership. Admiral Soberanes, you assume command with our confidence, support, and expectations that you will lead the Coast Guard to even greater excellence.
As I assume command of the Belize Coast Guard,
I stand before you acutely aware of the magnitude of this responsibility, and I'm deeply humbled by the trust placed in me to lead our nation's maritime guardians. The Belize Coast Guard exists for one fundamental purpose: to safeguard our nation's maritime domain. This is not an abstract concept. It is a sacred trust given to us by the government and people of Belize.
Are you ready? It's the annual Bob Marley Tribute 2026 OW edition. Brought to you by Charitable Roots Foundation and powered by Vibes Alive International. Join us at the Esports Center in Orange Walk on Saturday, February 7, 2026. Gates open at 6 p.m. Come for the vibes and stay for the food, drinks, prizes, and giveaways all night long. Musical niceness by primetime DJs and selectors, including Reggae Dutch of Reggae Sundays, Father Jesse of International Vibes, David Stone of 5 Star International, Marcus Park of System 1, and DJ Mix of Vibes Alive International. Event is hosted by Empress Mel C, guest MC Selector G, special on-stage guest Dara Robinson. Vendors, sponsors, and volunteers, contact any member of Charitable Roots Foundation for more info. This OW edition of the Bob Marley Tribute is brought to you by
Get up, stand up. Stand up for you.
Today in the House of Representatives, Minister of Transport, Honorable Dr. Louis Zabane, introduced the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Amendment Bill 2026, which seeks to expand the power of traffic wardens to be able to enforce the Motor Vehicle Insurance Third-Party Risk Act. Dr. Zabane explained that currently wardens would need to seek out police officers to enforce the act.
As presently drafted, neither the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act nor the Motor Vehicle Insurance Third-Party Risk Act grants traffic wardens, whether for the Department of Transport or municipal authorities, the authority to arrest or issue violation tickets for offenses under the Motor Vehicle Insurance Act, including the following: 1, using a motor vehicle not covered by third-party risk insurance, failure to fix and display insurance disc on motor vehicle, failure to provide name and address upon request of a police officer, failure to provide the name and address of owner of motor vehicle upon request of a police officer, and failure to provide identity of driver of motor vehicle upon request of police officer. Where officers on duty encounter any of the above infractions and are not sworn as special constables, their only lawful course of action is to refer the matter to a police officer. Accordingly, the bill seeks to amend Sections 3 of the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act, Chapter 230 of the Substantive Laws of Belize 2020, to broaden the authority of traffic wardens, both from the Department of Transport and municipal authorities, to include the enforcement of and the carrying out of duties under the Motor Vehicle Insurance Third Party Risk Act.
Dr. Zamina also introduced an amendment to the Motor Vehicle Insurance Third Party Risk Act, which would grant traffic wardens the authority to request insurance certificates. The amendment would also increase motor vehicle insurance-related penalties. Dr. Zamina said that these penalties have not been amended since 1999.
The penalty for insurance-related offenses has remained unchanged since 1999 and no longer provides an adequate deterrent to violations under the Motor Vehicle Insurance Act. For instance, the most common offense, using a motor vehicle without insurance, currently carries a penalty of a fine not exceeding $400 or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months or both. Where any other offense is committed under the Act and no specific penalty is prescribed, Section 16 provides that the offender is liable on summary conviction to a fine not exceeding $200 and to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 months. Accordingly, this bill seeks to amend the Motor Vehicle Insurance Third Party Risk Act, Chapter 231 of the Substantive Laws of Belize, Revised Revision 2020, to increase the penalty for the offense of, quote, using a motor vehicle not covered by third-party risk insurance, unquote, for a fine not exceeding $400 or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months to a fine not exceeding $1,000 or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 8 months. Additionally, the bill seeks to amend the general penalty in Section 16 of the Act, increasing the penalty for the other prevalent offenses identified from a fine not exceeding $200 or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 months to a fine not exceeding $600 or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Honorable Francis Fonseca inside the House today introduced the Caribbean Community Free Movement and Contingent Rights Bill 2026, which sets to define the CARICOM Free Movement Agreement, which includes residents of Belize, Barbados, Dominica, and St. Vincent and Grenadines. Fonseca explained that the bill will define who qualifies to enter and re-enter Belize, to reside or work without needing a visa, permit, or work permit. He said that thus far only 2 individuals are residing in Belize under the agreement.
Official reporting shows that 83 CARICOM nationals have entered under the free movement framework. These entrants have primarily been business persons, professionals, athletes, and short-term visitors. Of these, only two persons are currently residing in Belize under indefinite stay, demonstrating that the regime operates as intended without placing pressure on public services or public order. This experience mirrors broader regional trends. Under earlier CARICOM mobility mechanisms which predate this enhanced regime, there are over 2 million documented free mobility movements across the Caribbean community between 2006 and 2017. Much of this movement occurred following the expansion of skills certificates and the removal of work permit requirements for approved categories. These long-standing patterns demonstrate that free movement supports commerce, addresses labor gaps, strengthens tourism and services, and enhances regional cooperation without undermining public order or national stability.
Fonseca explained that Belize retains full sovereign authority to refuse entry or revoke rights when needed. He also explained that Belizeans also benefit from the agreement.
Official reporting shows that, importantly, Belize retains full sovereign authority to refuse entry or revoke rights on established grounds, including national security, public order, public health, or where an individual may become a charge on public funds. A central feature of this bill is its treatment of contingent rights. CARICOM nationals lawfully residing in Belize will enjoy rights broadly comparable to Belizeans in critical areas of daily life. These include the right to seek and engage in employment, establish and operate businesses, access banking services, education and healthcare services. Madam Speaker, this bill is firmly grounded in the national interest. It does not weaken Belize's border controls, nor does it dilute our sovereignty. On the contrary, it strengthens our ability to manage mobility through law rather than administrative measures, preserves robust safeguards, ensures enforcement authority, and provides mechanisms for revocation where conditions are breached. The benefits to Belize are tangible. Free movement enhances labor mobility at a time when skills shortages exist across the region.
Today, Speaker of the House, Honorable Valerie Woods, announced the introduction of a tentative calendar for parliamentary meetings for 2026. The House of Representatives is scheduled to meet at least once per month, with the tentative date being the first Friday of each month, with any changes being communicated in advance. She explained the benefits to setting a fixed schedule.
Establish a tentative parliamentary meeting calendar for the House of Representatives. While there could be more than one House meeting a month, the calendar establishes the minimum of one meeting a month, which is based on the average that parliamentary administrations in Belize have operated by. Therefore, the aim is to set aside the first Friday of every month as House meeting dates, except when the Parliament is on its official recess. The objective is to assist the Executive in planning its legislative agenda per month, you, the members, to plan your schedules for attending meetings, for the staff to plan and prepare more effectively between the two houses and the various legislative and administrative processes that occur in between these dates. Consequently, honorable members, next week you will be receiving the tentative calendar listing the proposed House meeting dates per month, along with the weeks assigned for House committee meetings, the recess periods as per the standing orders, the public and bank holidays for 2026, and any other notable special event days for the Parliament. We hope with support from across all offices, this initiative will help with forward planning and coordination on your behalf. We will do our best to notify of any changes in dates in advance as circumstances from time to time do change.
Banks in many countries around the world offer international debit cards which otherwise function like a credit card. Many travelers prefer using an international debit card over a credit card as it offers better budget control, incurs lower fees, plus there's the lack of interest charges and cheaper ATM cash withdrawals. The service is not yet available in Belize, and according to Atlantic Bank's senior business and retail manager Mike Mena, there are no plans to introduce the service.
It could be consideration, but I think we are looking at more of having you use your credit card internationally. The reason why is that we have most international, I guess the way they access accounts and stuff like that, they prefer have an international card. They feel more safer. Like if you go to Chatham Mall and stuff, they would feel more safer having a credit being tapped in as opposed to a debit. Debit is always considered local, and the transactions are being processed locally, and it's coming directly to the account. It would be hard to process a U.S. transaction or a Mexican transaction when your account is a Belize transaction. the conversion fees would be too expensive and for the customer, and also to the it would be instant because you may have $100, but then it may be $100.03 with the conversion and the stamp duty and stuff like that. So it's mostly local debits, and I think that's where most people are going.
And with that, we've come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on the station later tonight at 9 and again Monday at midday. Join us again Monday for another edition of the news. And remember, you can always catch up with the day's top stories on our YouTube channel and Facebook page under XTV Belize. And you can watch the evening news live on our XTV BHNI app. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Thank you.